What's going on, Jeromes? Happy Sunday. It is hot here in the great state of Minnesota. Absolutely love to see it. And we're going to do up our weekly Q&A, so let's get on. Stefan Sabinow, Handy, first and foremost, thanks for all the content. Thank you for coming along. My question is, what were a favorite summertime tradition you and your family had growing up that you loved? And what traditions have you started with your own family? Summertime traditions? I don't know. Me and the neighborhood kids would always go to the pool like every single day. It was actually kind of great. Playing t-ball, little league baseball, Babe Ruth baseball with my friends. Family. I guess summer grill outs. My dad and I would play baseball when I was a kid. It was awesome. We would do a trip to Kansas City every year. We would do a couple trips up north, and that's what we're doing with our family now, where the in-laws had always gone up to Alexandria for a week, and we do that every summer now. So that's always something to look forward to, getting on Lake Carlos and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's really about it. Like, in terms of summer, really chill, as well as a lot of cookouts, a lot of just enjoying life and good weather, even though the bugs are showing up now. Is what it is. Next up is Jacob Meyer. Is Pace going to outcompete Dye, Reader, and Quinku for linebacker 3? Also, what's your favorite kind of bird? Love the channel. Favorite bird? Sandhill crane, ribeye in the sky. I don't know. Favorite bird? I guess bald eagle, freedom, or I don't know, what's a good bird? Blue jay is kind of badass. Anyways, Pace eventually. I think eventually Pace is going to be that dude. I think he will eventually be a starter. Dye, Reader, Quenku. Well, TBD on Quenku is last year's UDFA. I think Dye has established he's going to be a really solid backup linebacker, special teams guy. Probably the same thing with Troy Reader. But yeah, I think Pace just has that dynamic, that extra little bit of it. K Fizzle. How do you avoid burnout? Also, thanks for the great and positive community you built. Hey, thank you. Avoiding burnout, I guess, focusing on getting some movement in every day, getting sleep. Like don't allot yourself 7 hours or 6 hours of sleep and then wonder why you're not getting 8 hours of sleep in one of those spots. Hydrating, not drinking too much. Now, this is a do what I say and not what I do thing, because sometimes I get away from those things. But it is really easy to get burnt out, especially in your career. And sometimes we get burnt out doing content too, but always, every day we wake up, it's still fun to do as a hobby and a side hustle. So I guess carving out time for yourself too, get a workout in, spend time with your friends and family. Also just have time to do nothing. Right, like you have no idea how satisfying it is just to have like an afternoon to run errands or clean the house and just literally get your house in order, stuff like that. JS, now that the Rooster is going to have minimal changes for the season, how do you feel about Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell's second off season? Personally, I'm feeling really hopeful. Season 11-6 with this schedule, team better than the team 13-4 last season. Lots of changes, like letting Patrick Peterson go, Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson go, cutting Thielen, cutting Kendricks, etc. But I think they're all positive changes. And also, you essentially get your entire draft class from last year, because most of them didn't get the time of day through injuries or just veterans ahead of them. So I think they got younger, they got faster on defense. That offense is going to be legit. So yeah, I think overall, even the most negative Vikings fan have to say that this team got better than the team that went 13-4 last year. Ace of Pizza. Do you think if we trade Dalvin, we could potentially get a quality starters out of it? Probably not. I think Kwesi would be focused on the draft pick, which if you can get a 5th-round pick right now, I mean, take it. Kyle Engstrom. I'm excited to see how the cornerback room pans out. Murphy has been good, not great, and I really hope Booth and Evans leave forward. Thoughts? Well, take a look at the... I deleted it. All right, so... Yeah, the Vikings defense, I think Murphy is the only one that you can really slot in as a starter. But you got Evans and Booth coming back from injury last year. You got Mekhi Blackman. You got Kalon Barnes. You have Jawan Williams. So there's a lot of talent there. And it's going to be interesting to see who separates from who and who eventually starts the season. Mar Casual, your content has made me a pro at picking out ex-Vikings legends in the XFL and USFL. Ha! Love it. Case Cookus looked like Manning and Philly, most recent highlights. Are you watching any? So I haven't watched any real XFL or USFL. I mean, if it's on in the afternoon, maybe we'll put it on in the background or something like that. But yeah, Cookus has been cooking. The pride of Northern Arizona, I believe, had a cup of coffee with the Vikings. But let's see, misery. What was the first Vikings game you ever attended, and how was your experience? So my dad and I would always go to the Vikings-Packers game. I think that started when I was about 10. So that would be, 96? Yeah. All right, so that'd be like the last year of Warren Moon. Yeah, Chris Carter there doing things. Yeah. I don't remember anything specific from the experience, but it was always fun. Just hanging out, going to the Dome. And I mean, it was a trash heap, but it was our trash heap, sort of deal. Remember '98 Vikings? Oh, that was fun, man. Alvin Liu, do you think J.A. Jordan Addison will be a clear number 2, or do you feel KJ will really step up this year and keep J at number 3? I think they'll be interchangeable. I think they'll both be 2. They'll both be 3, and I think that they'll push each other. I think that it will be a friendly competition, and I think they'll only benefit the Vikings offense. Also, don't sleep on Jalen Speedy Naylor, man. Tenenbaum's official. What do you think of the most underrated jerseys to own? I feel like Ryan Wright, Kene, and Jackie Chen would be awesome. Ryan Wright would be a good one. Except, no, Ryan Wright 66 jersey. Come on. Because originally in preseason, that was his digits, and then he switched. Should have stuck with 66, man. They can do it now, right? Yeah, because I think they changed the rules on that again. Thoughts on Katie's Burner 26. Thoughts on Kyrus Tonga? Feel like he could be really good this year given the opportunity. Yeah, I thought that he showed really well in flashes last year. 7th round pick out of BYU, was originally with the Bears. But he is a true blue 1 tech or 0 tech 3-4 nose tackle. And Harrison Phillips, they've been holding him out of OTAs, and Tonga, I believe, has been running with the 1s. And he is the type of guy who's going to do the dirty work. Like, he's going to absorb bodies. He's going to defend both gaps, both A gaps. So I think that he's a guy that I really like a lot. In terms of true nose tackles on this rooster, like, it's him and it's the UDFA from Illinois. That's really about it. Mad Dog Guy 82. Thoughts on thoughts or brief history on Dean Lowry 94? Will he start? I think he will start, and he's the classic meat and potatoes 5 tech. Big bodied, long limbed, decent against the run. Can get after the pass, the quarterback as well. And just all the cliches, just like a lunch pail guy. Was at Northwestern, and then with the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers for a number of years. I think that he still has decent football left in him, so I think that he will start. But guys like Jaquelin Roy, guys like Isaiah Tomowo are going to be champion at the bit as well. Justin Strollenberg, which players do you predict hope have a breakout season 2023-2024? Personally, like to see James Lynch, IMO, who's been solid but not great. Breakout season. Well, besides the obvious ones like Asamoah and Booth and Evans and stuff, Jalen Naylor would be a good one. Would love to see Ed Ingram bust out. That would be fantastic. I really like Isaiah too, as a defensive end. Let's go. John Anderson TV. Oh, Patrick Jones II. Woo. Let's go. What's the best food for a summer Minnesota barbecue? So, Minnesota barbecues are known for just being bland. Because of the Caucasian taste buds. Like the Norwegians and the Swedes and the Germans aren't really known for their spiciness and their seasoning and stuff. So I grew up in a Norwegian-German family, but like summer cookouts were always like macaroni salad, potato salad, sometimes German potato salad. My grandma would make it. Would be really good. And we always did like brats and burgers, pretty standard stuff. Sometimes steaks, sometimes ribs and stuff. I would say ribs are pretty fantastic because you think about like, there's obviously like a grill out, a cookout, and a barbecue, right? So I feel like the cookout vibe, you have to have something that takes a while to cook because you enhance all that good smell. You infuse all that in it, something that takes a little while. Ribs, could take 3 to 4 hours, depending on how you prepare them. I think that's a decent amount of time. Hang out with your people, have a couple of drinks and stuff. And also, So I don't like to wrap ribs, mainly because I'm lazy. A lot of people do the 3-2-1 method. My guy Rodney had some of his ribs the other day, and they're really fantastic. And he does something that's unorthodox. So he uses charcoal, and then so he gets a charcoal gray, and then he takes a handful of the pellets that you get from like a pellet grill, and then he sprinkles them on top. So you have the charcoal flavor, you get the smoke from the pellets, and it's actually really ingenious and really smart how he goes about it, because you get great smoke flavor. Ribs are still super tender, and yeah, it's really fantastic, man. But yeah, I would say ribs. What's that stupid salad where it's like Snickers and Granny Smith apples and Cool Whip and pudding? It's so Minnesotan for sure, but that's really good. I'm a big slaw guy, like Asian-y slaw. So take like Napa cabbage, dice it up, and scallions and basil and mint and cilantro and carrots and daikon and basically any vegetable that you have, and then a lot of rice wine vinegar and some sesame oil. Sometimes I'll take like a ramen noodles flavoring packet and just put it in there, or some like chicken bouillon, some soy sauce, a little bit of oyster sauce, and just stir that up as a slaw. It's so good, and it goes with everything, man. Yeah. Jokester 1022. What are your favorite sports to play? I guess, is jiu-jitsu a sport? Yeah, I guess you call it that. Other than that, I haven't given into pickleball yet. Other than that, like I golf intermittently. Not very good. Just more do it just to be outside with friends and have a couple drinks. That's really about it. Oh, I like playing soccer with my kids. The boy's gonna be good. He's gonna be the next Zlatan. INF. If Kirk balls out this season, the Vikings look to re-sign him. If we don't get quarterback in the future, do you think he'll take less, like reportedly wants to this offseason, or do you think he'll take every penny he can get? Part of me thinks that he would take slightly less because now he's made his money. All right, and now it starts getting into legacy. And if he balls out this year, the Vikings obviously would do well, and he'll see that keeping TJ and Jefferson and Darisaw, like that does have merit. So now he's playing for legacy. And of course, hoisting that Jerome Barty would cement him as, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if the world is ready for Kirk Cousins to win a Super Bowl, but Mr. Clean. The Vikings are almost done building a really good offense. Then they can focus on getting a good defense. I think the parts are there for defense. Like they have youth, they have speed, they have attitude. I think Flores is going to really, really just bring an attack, man. I love it. Mr. Clean hot take: the Vikings will have a top 3 offense this season. Woo! So up there with like the Chiefs, probably the Dolphins, maybe the Bills, Eagles. Yeah. Andrew Chavez, what are you currently reading? Any good books? Skull from Arizona. All right, so I don't really read, but I listen to a ton of books all the time, and usually at like 1.75 speed. So right now I'm listening to the Zlatan Ibrahimovic biography. So I don't really do fiction that often, but I'm really a big biography person, and right now I'm going through a lot of football biography. So Zlatan, Messi. So here, a book about the Barcelona complex, a couple books about Pep Guardiola, where I'm a Liverpool fan, so I disdain Man City, but you have to respect Pep Guardiola. He's an absolute genius. I love it. Alex Ferguson biography. Speaking of people that we don't like, or teams that we don't like, listen to the Showtime Lakers, where book that the show Winning Time on HBO is based off of. It's really good. Jeff Pearlman does bunch of really fantastic biographies. Steve Gerrard's biography. Jerry West bio. Book about the Dream Team by Jack McCollum is really good. Just finished the Kobe bio by Ronald Lazenby. Same thing with the Jordan one. Hicks and Gracie biography of the champion of the Gracie family, jiu-jitsu. Listening to Tim Ferriss' Tools of Titans. Moneyball. I've listened to Moneyball like 17 times. It's a really good book. Swagger by Jimmy Johnson came out a couple of months ago. I just like it where scared money don't make money. Just having a good attitude. I like that. Let's hear. Collision low crossers. I love that one. Listen to Florio's book Playmakers. Oh, Rainbow Six, Tom Clancy. Yeah, one of the few fiction books. The Big Short. The Parcells. Bio. The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield. Actually, I really like Stephen Pressfield. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Go through a lot of books that way. Cole, how to nail an interview? Like interviewing a person or like a job interview? So I'll guess job interview. Say don't lie. Like you don't need to fluff up your resume. You don't need to say that, oh, I'm here to help build a winning culture and all that stuff. I think just be yourself because you're going to be yourself in the job. And if you're not the person that you represent yourself to be in the interview, I mean, it's not going to last long. It's not going to be a good fit. And also, do some prep on who you're interviewing with, the company. And it doesn't matter whether it's for a CFO job or an entry level job. Just do a little bit of research and have a couple of questions for the interviewee. Ask them like what type of growth do you expect in the next fiscal quarter or next couple of years, or blah 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 blah, all that kind of stuff. Or what is what's the culture here? Like, what's the employee turnover here? Like, what all that stuff. So if I chamber a couple questions to ask the interviewer, and then just be yourself. Like, also avoid cliches. If you say the word synergy, just walk out. All that stuff. Quentin Berg, is Dalvin going to be traded? Yes. I think at this point Madison's their starter, even if Dalvin stays. I think if Dalvin stays, it would be closer to an even split, and then Ty Chandler, Kincaid, and McBride taking up the rest. Although I think one of them will have to be on the practice squad. Holly Claire, name the city or place you live in for the rest of your life besides Minnie, and does Kirk have 5 or under interceptions this year? Let's see, place where we live. Well, the easy answer is Vegas, and I'll tell you why. So it's not because of like gambling and debauchery and all that stuff. Nevada has no state income tax. You basically have all the best restaurants in the world, or at least outposts of the best restaurants in the world. You're always going to be very popular with people coming in to visit, all that stuff. You have mountains, you have hiking, you have outdoors. When it's not scorching hot, but of course you can time that out. You got the lake in Lake Mead, so you kind of do have a lot of things. Plus, it's 4 hours away from LA, or like a $50 Southwest flight, so you can do that real quick. You can get to the ocean. Vegas is great. Also dry heat. See, where else would we live? Thought about Austin, Texas, but of course maybe that's a little bit played out. Galveston, Texas is fantastic, right on the ocean outside of Houston. We're in San Diego, like really like the vibe there. Obviously, you go from high state with high income tax to another state with high taxes, but San Diego is a lot more chill than LA. Yeah, everyone in LA is worried about their brand and stuff, and there's a lot of very phony people in LA. But San Diego, it really does have a sense of community. Yeah, just really like it down there. Like places like Tahoe and Coeur d'Alene. Like I don't think I would live there, but I could see myself spending a lot of time there when I get older and like potentially retiring and all that stuff. That being said, Brazil. All right. Kirk, 5 or under interceptions this year. Over. Now, if you're under 5 interceptions, like you're being too cautious with the football. It just is what it is. Wildbumby Lee. Can we fix this damn defensive line? O-line. So Kirk O'Chains can get back to dropping dimes. If they can stay healthy, yes. Danny Douche. If Jefferson was absent from the Rooster, could Addison be a number 1 receiver? If yes, what traits make him number 1? If no, what is missing? I'd say qualified, yes. I think Addison would be better suited as a tandem. I think there's a lot of similarities between him and Stephon Diggs in terms of stature, in terms of being a threat at 3 levels, being in terms of contested catches, in terms of clean route running skills. But I think that if Addison was being marked by cornerback ones all over the field and getting a lot of press attention, and also if you're a number 1 receiver, you're going to be on the outside a lot. No, but I think we have a good combo right now. Nico Rodriguez, can I get a shout out? Shout out. I watch your videos, like their episodes of Ted Lasso. Always waiting for the next one to come out. Skull from Fresno. Powerful Fresno. Go Bulldogs. Shout out to Nico. Yeah, the Ted Lasso finale, it was good. I think it wrapped things up pretty well. Not putting spoilers out in the universe in case someone hasn't seen it, but yeah, I think it was good. Hayden Wayne, is it possible they can pay JJ, TJ, Hunter, and Cook? It's possible. I don't think they want to do it, but JJ, TJ, Hunter, Darrisaw, yes, I think they could pay all 4 of them. Wildbumby Lee, favorite spot on 5th and Hennepin, go. Well, I assume Sneaky Pete's is down there, right? And Glick's is pretty close to there. Poorhouse is down there. I'm a Glick's guy. Glick's is just a good vibe. Dylan Downs, will the Vikings run game be improved without Dalvin but with Josh Oliver? Yes, I think with Oliver, as well as if this offensive line stays healthy, as well as the incorporation of CJ Ham more and more, yeah, I think the run game will be better than it was last year. RB, what has having children revealed to you about yourself? I think just better prioritizing things, and also better time management, because they come first and foremost, and you really get into yourself and think about how you want your kids to have a great childhood, and that's first and foremost on your mind. So sometimes the parents, they get put on the back burner too much, and sometimes physical health slides. Social connections with friends and family, sometimes it slide, and that's not always healthy. But yeah, putting your kids first, and then also allowing your kids to learn things on their own, because I think since you love your kids a lot, it's really easy to get into like the helicopter parent mode where you're doing everything for them, where I found, like, my wife and I have talked about this, like, we find ourselves letting them do things on their own a lot, and like figuring things out, where it's like small things, like it doesn't have to be big things, but if they can't open their fruit snack, and then generally they're like, hey, can you open this, and then you open it, blah blah blah, but letting them figure things out and then go from there. So our daughter is 8, and in the kitchen she has like a little shelf that she can reach, where she has cups where she can get water, and bowls so she can pour cereal. She can reach the milk in the fridge. She can cook herself. She can cook herself chicken nuggets in the air fryer, and just having that self-sufficiency. Because as a parent, it'd be easy, and it would seem like a small thing where it's like, hey, we'll get you water. Hey, we'll get you cereal. Hey, we'll make you chicken nuggets. But having them learn things and problem solve and figure things out on their own, I think is a really important thing to start ingraining in them, because it's really important for life, obviously. And also, she's really proud of herself. Like, when she can do things on her own, or if I come upstairs and be like, hey, do you want something for lunch? She's like, no, I already got lunch, Daddy. Like, she's so proud of herself, and that's something that's really important too. Independence and autonomy, where you're not just dependent on someone else. I think that's really important. I don't know what that accomplished. I don't even know that answered the question, but there you go. Andrew Smith, do you watch or play golf? Watch, not really. Play intermittently. Yeah. Zeke, trade Dalvin Cook and a 6 for Derrick Henry. No. Michael Converse, are you tired of the Lions yet? I don't know. I would say let them have their fun. Let Lions fans have the off season, because it's not going to pan out in the regular season. Like, they're a good side, but no. Anyways, that's it. That's this week's Q&A. You guys are the best. Skull production value.